Hi guys, how you doing? A couple days ago I put out a video. Got a lot of views, got comments. None of my videos don't get either views or comments. And this is just some background video showing a game where I was in a match with a very famous CC. Ended up being a loss, and after this is going to have a good game in a E4. But it's just some gameplay playing in the background while I talk about this video that I put out on Is the Game Rigged? And I had initially some comments coming that some guys agreeing, and then some negative comments started rolling in, and the negative comments were kind of struck me as bizarre. It was clear that the videos that I put out there on Is the Game Rigged? It's about 12 minutes, just over 12 minutes long. But within the first 2 minutes, I went back and watched it because I thought, okay, maybe sometimes because I don't breathe or talk properly, I leave some parts out. So I went back and double checked because these bizarre comments are coming in, and I was fairly clear that day in my talking ability, and within the first 2 minutes of that video, I clearly explained the purpose of it. Right, most of my videos, and I've got hundreds, I guess now. I don't know how to count them, but and it just a display. Hey, look at how good I am here. Look what I did here. Most of them are the talking ones, anyway. Are I have a gripe with the game. And so I'm trying to explain that gripe with just some video playing in the background. Or usually what I try and do is have some video to back up what I'm talking about. And that was the case with this win rates. Not win rates, but the rigged video. By the way, if you go back about 4 months ago, I have like 3 videos in a row where I go into this stuff a little bit more deeply. It's called the videos that I named there are called Wargame's Brand of Kool-Aid, Do Win Rates and Marks of Excellence Equal Skill, and Wargaming Determines Win Rates. And they're all right next to each other there on the playlist. I did them consecutively. So have a watch of those. They explain what guys who have conducted their own little experiments on this game, to show that it's rigged. And a former Wargame employee who explained in those videos, if you go back and watch it, where he explains in an article that everything is controlled in this game. Wargaming controls, not you, right? As I said many times in my videos, you control. And this is what guys cannot get through their fucking heads. Doesn't matter. And some of them, this guy's just playing on the console version. Well, those guys were talking about the console version. The former employee was an employee of the console version many years ago in Europe. Another guy was a dad. Here's this. Sorry, just to interrupt before I get to the dad part, explaining the difference between his account and his son's account. Well, that's basically it right there. Vast difference between him playing on his account and his son's account. Same guy playing, 2 different accounts, 2 different results. I didn't know it at the time, but I was in a game here in the Spyglass with the famous CC. And the poor guy's, you know what the poor guy's fault was in that game? He was on a team with me. That's his fault. That's why he got the loss. I'm sure normally he wins more than he loses, but I don't. So his fault there was being on a team with me. And here's just the reason. Sorry, just a recent game. A pretty good game I had in the game for. That's it. Just playing in the background while I'm talking. Fuck. But there was a. I noticed one of the guys who's particularly critical started attacking guys who had posted positive comments. And so one of the guys who posted positive comment, it turns out he's a certified software engineer, right? And he says, well, hey, you know, the guy was saying, well, what evidence do you have? Well, he said, I don't have any evidence to also agree that the game is rigged, but I am a software engineer. So that brought me back to this former employee. The former employee of Wargaming who said every aspect of this game is controlled by Wargaming, not by you. You control two things in this game, right? In the console version, you control your left thumbstick and your right thumbstick. And you control your trigger finger, as I've said many times in my videos. That's it. What happens after you pull that trigger is no longer under your control. Guys can't get that through their head. If you're playing on the PC version, you control your fingers on the keyboard, your fingers on the mouse. That's it. Wargaming controls everything else. I was all excited when I saw this article posted by the former employee about the game. I was brand new to the game when I came across this article, but I realized, and I thought I was kind of slow. I realized about a month into this game on the console version that everything that the guy who said he was a former employee, and it was an in-depth article. I'm sure he wasn't part of the marketing department. I'm sure he wasn't a guy who was responsible for the maps or, you know, the art department of the tank and the maps. Pretty sure he was involved in the coding of the game. And he knew intimately how the game worked. Maybe he's a software engineer too, who's telling you the truth about the game, but guys don't want to hear the truth, do they? They want to buy the Kool-Aid instead. They want to drink the Kool-Aid. The Wargaming wants to tell you that you have control. Well, of course you do not. You don't control the matchmaker. You don't control RNG. Wargaming does. So, and I've said many times in my previous videos, how many times have you finished? I have a video not long ago where I showed us in one instance, a bottom tier tank, I finished top, you know, first overall in a win in a tier 10 match, and I'm in a tier 8 heavy. And I also show a match where I finished very clearly on the top and a loss. Well, if you've played thousands of games, that's happened hundreds of times or 1,000 times or more. Right? I explained them. You did everything you could, and you still lost. and you did everything you could and won the game. But can you really say in a game nobody's been in a team environment in their work life or in sports, or they would never make this kind of claim. Only freaking imbecile would make this kind of claim. Complete this. Some of the comments are imbecilic. Anyhow, getting back to this guy who was attacking the guy said, well, I'm a software engineer. I knew this guy hadn't watched the video. Period. Within the first 2 minutes of that win rate video, I had fully explained the purpose of the video. Right? Fully explained. And it was obvious to me that the guy had not watched or listened to the video. That he was in the comment section. And then more comments started coming in, negative comments, critical comments, of guys who pretty obvious they hadn't watched or listened to the video. They used to call that, in my experience, they used to call that hearsay. Somebody, who should know better, trying to introduce evidence or testimony of something that they never saw or they never heard. It's called hearsay. And of course, sorry, pack up, go home, your hearsay evidence isn't admissible. It's bizarre. How can you have a comment on something? A rude, ignorant, fucking nonsense comment about something that you never watched or you never heard. So I engaged this guy a little bit, right? Because if you engage if you get a fool, if a fool just keeps his mouth shut, you never, who knows, right? But when you get the fool to talk, in our age now, to type on social media, he will reveal himself as a complete fool. So I engaged this guy a little bit in the comment section, and it was clear. He admitted, I didn't watch the whole video, and he says all I heard was yapping. Okay, I thought I was having a pretty good day, talking wise that day. But to him, it was all just yapping. And not just to him, other guys obviously had a critical opinion in the comment section to something that they never watched and they never listened to, even if the first 2 minutes. If your attention span only doesn't last or span 2 minutes, well, there's no amount of evidence that will work for someone like you. Anybody could present any sort of evidence to you about anything, and it wouldn't work on you. Sorry. Anyhow, guys, thank you. Appreciate you watching.